Oh dear. And so, welcome back. Let's hope we don't have any interruptions. We're recording. Yes, we are. Okay, let's get back to the slide sharing. Okay, what we wanted to say over here was in the left panel, it's inelastic. That means it's not responding to price. So what was the clever thing to do? In order to increase revenue, the clever thing would be to increase the price. In the right panel, it was responding to price. So the clever thing would be to decrease the price for more revenue. How do we know that we will get more revenue? What is the relationship between the change in quantity demanded and the change in price? Okay, so over here, as we increase the price, the extra revenue is this, the extra fall in sales is this. There's more price income than fall in sales. Reverse is over here. আচ্ছা এখানে কি হচ্ছে? Yeah, so this is just the right panel that quantity demanded is greater than percentage of price. So what when we have elastic demand, will you want to increase the price? When we have elastic,
No,
No, sir.
no, sir.
We
because
have to decrease it.
this one will be counterproductive then. তখন এটা এখান থেকে এখানে চলে আসবে, okay?
Yes, sir.
This is the demand for what do you call it? Insulin. We know or it can be also the demand for cigarettes. The government knows very well that even if the price goes from P1 to P2, people are not going to reduce their number of smoking. So revenue will increase. So the clever thing to do will be to increase the price if it is not responding to demand. Just like over here. When it is not responding to demand, demand is inelastic, we increase the price. So far, everybody understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the important part, that how easily available are substitutes, number one. How close are substitutes, number two. So if a substitute is easily available, for example, until the 1990s, in India, the only foreign beverage that was possible to sell was Pepsi. India did not sell Coca-Cola. So if somebody wanted to Coca-Cola, they could not easily get that substitute very easily. But in Bangladesh, what happens? If you see somebody not selling Pepsi, you automatically go and ask for Coca-Cola, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me frame this problem in a different way. How many of you have had dinner in Pizza Hut very recently? Or ordered from Pizza Hut or KFC? Is there anybody in the class who has ordered or went to have a pizza at Pizza Hut or ordered from KFC?
Sir, ordered from KFC.
Yes, sir.
Have you
Always
noticed
do.
that KFC and Pizza Hut, they belong to the same company? They don't
Yeah.
sell Coca-Cola.
They
Have you
don't sell what, sir?
They don't sell Coca-Cola. Have you noticed?
No, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Next time you will notice that their drink is always Pepsi company.
Okay.
It's not Coca-Cola. So this is one of the reasons why I don't like, ordering from Pizza Hut or KFC, because I'm very much inclined. I have a very soft corner for Coca-Cola beverage rather than Pepsi.
So do we all have, sir? We all
Okay,
love
so
Coca-Cola.
most of the people in Bangladesh, they like Coca-Cola, right? Then Pepsi. But if you go to Pizza Hut or you go to KFC, they belong to the same company, Transcom. What happens? You won't be able to order Coca-Cola. So every time I go there, I just order water, because the substitute is not widely available within that premises. So this is one way. If you can captivate your consumer so that the consumer cannot go out and buy Coca-Cola or bring it into the premises and have it, then you can target, then you can sell your product very nicely. But if you give this offer in your mudid dokan, in your neighborhood, will it work?
No, sir.
It
No,
won't work.
sir.
No, sir.
If I go to the mudid dokan downstairs, then what will happen? If I see Coca-Cola, I'm not going to buy Pepsi. But in KFC and Pizza Hut, I am forced to drink something that I don't like. Next is how close are the two substitutes? Now, insulin in general has elasticity of demand equal to 0 because it does not respond to price. It is totally dependent on the patient's health condition. But is there only one company in this country producing insulin, or there are more companies?
Many companies, sir, I
Many
guess.
More
companies.
companies, sir.
Yes.
There's more. There's quite a few companies in Bangladesh because Bangladesh pharmaceuticals are quite good, and we are highly competitive in South Asia. So quite a few of the pharmaceuticals they produce insulin. So if in this case substitutes can be very much available, right?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen? The pharmaceuticals are very few in number. They can come to an agreement that we will increase the price of our commodity every year by 5%. This is the only way to sell their insulin at a higher price. Does that make sense? Why? If company say Square Pharmaceuticals tomorrow increases the price of their insulin by 10%, everybody else's price remains unchanged. What will happen to the demand of the other pharmaceuticals? Won't they just go up?
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
will
sir.
go up.
Yes, sir.
So what will common sense tell us? If we are working in Square Pharmaceuticals, will we unilaterally on our own want to increase the price of insulin just like that?
No, sir. Sir. No, sir.
No. So the first thing that we want to do, we want to launch a product. This is the first thing we want to keep in mind. How easily available are the substitutes? How close are the substitutes? The insulin of Square Pharmaceuticals and the insulin of say General or Jason are the same. They are the same generic drug. Just the names are different. So they are totally identical products. So what will you do in this case? Another thing is when you go to the supermarket and you check out, what are the common things that you see in the checkout? You see chewing gum, you see some batteries, right? Do you see very expensive items at the checkout?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why don't you Can somebody tell me from common sense why you don't see very expensive items?
Because we will have less money at that time, maybe.
No. The chewing
Or
gum is a very small percentage in your total expenditure. When we go to a supermarket, we don't go to buy chewing gum only. We go for a weekly grocery or 2 weeks grocery, right? The chewing gum will be a very small percentage in your total consumption. So if the chewing gum's price increases by 10%, you will probably not notice it. That's why these small items are highly overpriced at the checkout. Does common sense make, does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
But you will never find, fish, meat, and the most expensive, baby products or baby food at the checkout. At the checkout, you will find very small items because common sense tells us small items are a small percentage of our total budget. So if the price of that increases by 10%, we will not notice it and we will consume as before. Now, positioning of the good. This is something you will have to think about. Where will you see the when you're walking through past an aisle with a child? Where will the most expensive chocolates be positioned? Is there
Just in
anybody
front
in our
of
In
class?
the
you.
what shelves?
Yeah, your answer is correct. Is there anybody in our class who has a little child, 3 or 4 years old? Is there anybody in the class who has a child, 3 or 4 years old? Okay. The person who said in the low shelves. Why? Because those most expensive chocolates are going to be demanded by the child. So when the mom or the dad takes the child through the aisle, you don't expect it to be at the top shelf, 2.5 feet, so that the child can see and reach it and pull it. Okay, let me give you another example. In one horizontal row of items, where will you place the most expensive perfume? There's lots of perfumes in one row. Where will you place the perfume? In the left, in the right, or in the middle?
In the middle,
In
sir.
the middle, sir.
Those of you who said in the middle, why do you think it's in the middle? That's the right answer, though.
Because it will draw your attention directly to the center.
Very simple analogy. If we think about a sunset or a sunrise, where do we position the sun? In the middle. In the middle, don't we position in the middle? If you close your eyes and think about a sunset or a sunrise, where do
Yeah.
you see the sun?
Yes,
You see
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
in the middle of the horizon, right?
Yes.
That's how human beings have been programmed over the years, over the centuries, over the thousands of years. So whenever you go to a supermarket and you see, say, lots of expensive soap or lots of expensive any other thing, cologne or whatever, the most expensive ones will always be in the middle. Okay, so how do we position the good is the next thing that we need to keep in mind. Next thing is what is the time period of adjustment? For example, I'm launching a battery car that we said at the beginning of our class today. So am I launching it for first time consumers or am I launching it for second time consumers? Next, is our good a necessity or a luxury? If it's a necessity, my targeting and switching costs and positioning will be in one way. If it is a luxury, we think a different way. Next thing is how many functions can a particular good perform. Okay, for example, nowadays, how many in our class don't use a wristwatch? Is there anybody in our class who doesn't use a wristwatch?
Yes, sir.
Because you don't need a wristwatch. The wristwatch is in your telephone. You don't need a wristwatch. Maybe 50 years ago, you needed a special dedicated wristwatch. Okay, but nowadays you don't need a wristwatch because the phone is not only a phone, it has become a gadget. It performs lots of functions for us. So when goods have multiple uses, then our demand for them respond in one way. When they have few uses, our demand responds in another way. Now here's the assignment. Read the question very carefully. You know that the good is no no no. The good is elastic in demand. That means it responds to price. You are also aware of factors that affect the elasticity of demand. What are the factors? These ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and even more if you can come up with them. How can you develop a model? Now, we have one friend who's from Gambia. He doesn't have to write in the context of Bangladesh. He can write in the context of his own home country. So what you do, you write in two sides of print. You know what two sides of print means? One page, right? Is everybody listening?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
One page means
Yes, sir.
one side and other side. So you have, if you want, you can mention the bibliography, and concepts till now are included. If you want to include more, no problem. If I find that your English is much better than my own English, then I'll go for a Turnitin check. And you email to me in the Google Classroom or the email address over here. Okay, and you will submit by next Tuesday, March 9. Okay.
Sir, can you explain again what do we have to do? Like, I
Okay,
think the connection was.
sorry. Okay. How do you define one page?
No, that I understood one page. I just wanted to know what do we need to do?
Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the share screen then. Okay. What you do on one page, this is your question. The good that you are looking at is elastic in demand. That means it responds to price.
Okay.
Okay. So common sense would tell us that if it is responding to price, reducing the price would be the common thing to do, common sense thing to do to increase revenue. Okay. Now, you are also aware of certain factors that influence elasticity of demand. This one. I've discussed some case studies
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Okay, okay.
So this over here we discussed 6 topics, 2, 4, 6. If you think you can find something else that is relevant to your argument that the good is elastic in demand, this is how I want to launch this product. And these are the hurdles I'm going to come across in the context of Bangladesh. We have a friend in Gambia. He can talk in the context of his home country, and then you just submit in Google Classroom with your ID and etc. If you have problems with Google Classroom, then you submit to my email ID. Okay.
Sir, we have to come up with a product, then describe under the points you have mentioned,
Yeah.
like how it will. It
Yeah.
could be any product.
It can be any product, but the thing
Just a
is, I want to see whether you're good at using your common sense.
okay. So the product has to be elastic in the demand. It means the
It
demand
has
is
to be
affected
demand.
by
Yeah.
price.
Yeah. It has to be responsive to price.
Okay. Then
Now
how I'm gonna position the product or how my target audience will be, I will
yeah.
describe these things.
You will find that on your own, and your model will definitely be different from another person's model. Okay.
Yes, sir. Do we have to include graphs and stuff?
If you want, you can, but there's 2 sides of a page. If you think you can use graphs. If you think you don't need graphs, you don't have to.
Okay. And we have to like use one side of a page. I mean,
No, 2
if
sides of a page. Ek pata.
both sides.
Both sides, yeah. If you
It
can
means
finish
it
it in
can.
one side, no problem.
Is it a requirement that not more than one page?
Not more
Like.
than one page. Correct.
Oh, okay, sir.
Not
Now
more
I
than
get.
one page. And but you have to write your name, ID, and section very clearly, so that I know that this is your particular one. Okay, because I'll be getting a lot of submissions
Okay, so this will be handwritten or typed.
typed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, one last question on the
Sure.
deadline. Can it be extended? It's like,
No, because on Tuesday the next section's class will happen. Okay, and the Tuesday is a long time, man. Today is what? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You have 2 days time. 2 days is a lot.
Sir,
Sir,
we have an exam.
Tuesday 10 a.m. So,
2 10 a.m.
so give us till 5 at least, 5, 6.
Okay, I'll give you till 2 p.m.
Thank you for the
2
good
p.m.
negotiation.
Up till 2 p.m. But not after that. Okay, because the next class will start.
Sir, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, in the next Tuesday, we have a class test. So,
So
sir,
you think
in my
Tuesday,
next, I
you
have
will always have problems. You will always have problems in life. You have to find a solution within that those gaps, okay? And
Sir, is that
another
problem for
thing is,
you?
Yeah.
I'm going to take more than one assignment like this,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
So if you do bad in one assignment, I'm going to drop the worst one. I said this at the beginning of the class, the beginning of the semester.
Okay,
For
sir.
many reasons, you will goof one of the exams. Either you won't get time, you don't understand, okay? But the
Okay,
thing
sir.
is, the worst one will be not counted, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So is there any other questions? Mr.
Oh, sir.
Lamid?
No, I'm okay, sir. I'm okay.
Okay.
Sir, if we type it, then it will become 2 pages, right? I
Ah.
cannot turn over and
No,
write.
no, you can't do more than 2.
So for typing, you mean 2 pages.
Yeah. Typing is a a regular font, which is times 12.
12, okay. So basically it will, if I like, if you say that I have to do it in opposite side of the page, then we cannot do it in typing. So for that I have to take 2 pages, right?
If you type it, then it will be 2 pages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sir, 2 pages including the cover page?
No,
Or
you don't need a
without?
cover page. You can write your name at the beginning, that this is my name, this is my ID, this is my section. That's it.
All right, sir.
A cover page
Okay.
means, you have to give the BRAC University logo. These are all formalities.
All right, sir.
But, and nobody ever looks at those cover pages in reality. All I need is your name, your
ID and
ID
section.
and section. That's it.
All right,
And
sir.
sir, do we send it in a Microsoft Word file, or we have to make a PDF of the Word file then send it to you?
Microsoft Word file would be better.
Okay, sir. So no more than 2 pages of Microsoft.
No more than 2 pages, right? That means literally you don't write more than 700 words. You can't write more than 350 words on a page normally.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Farhan Afsar, there is no cover page. Okay?
Sir,
Huh?
sir, one page means I will type my details in. What is the details I have to write on?
No.
The
One page
details you
means
have.
your name you can write just at the top right corner in a